So you've got a new photography inquiry, you're excited, you've got your follow-up set. There's just one thing, your new lead isn't responding. You, my friend, you just got ghosted. So let's talk about exactly how you should handle the situation. Hey Boudoir photographers, are you ready to be totally booked out with high-paying clients? I'm Tracy Lynn, and I went from side hustle photographer to running a $1 million boudoir photography business, working just 30 hours a month. That's right, just 30 hours a month. On this podcast, I tell you how I did it and how you can too. Hey there, and welcome back to the Sustainable Freedom with Boudoir Photography podcast. A lot of photographers in my DMs and even my coaching clients tell me one of their biggest struggles is that their photography leads regularly ghost them. And I get it. It's incredibly frustrating. When a lead comes in, you're expecting at least a conversation, right? A request for your pricing or your availability, your shoot dates, your location. So when you get absolute crickets in return, it kind of leaves you feeling discouraged, especially if it happens a lot. You've started to look forward to that revenue and that booking only to have it snatched away. That really doesn't feel great, especially if you're actively trying to grow. And that's why today I'm going to tell you exactly how you can stop getting ghosted and start booking out more photography clients in the most easy way possible. The first step to stop getting ghosted by photography clients is to stop actually worrying about the leads who ghost you. And I bet you're thinking, oh, what, Tracy? But I said it, and it's going to happen, and it's fine. When you're first starting out, I know that first client who ghosts you is going to hit you hard. Did you do something wrong? Did they shy away because they saw your prices? Or did another photographer respond sooner? You're going to have a lot of feels about it, and I get it. I've been there. But one thing you can do here is just look forward. For one thing, unfortunately, this is not going to be the last client who ghosts you. But as you get busier, as you gain more and more momentum in your business and you start getting more inquiries, well, you won't even think about the fact that this client actually ghosted you because you're going to be busy with the actual clients, the ones who are still paying you. So instead of worrying about the one client who ghosts you, keep your head down. Keep working on what's coming. Keep working on your marketing strategy and keep working to book more amazing clients. Stay consistent. It's going to pay off. The second step to stop getting ghosted by photography clients is to actually start replying in a way that they can't ghost you. Let me ask you, do the leads who ghost you ask you about pricing first? I'm sure that 90% of them do. And that's very common, and to be honest, it's just because your clients don't know what else to ask. This is the easiest way for them to start a conversation. So don't be upset if this seems to be the only question you ever get. It's completely fine, but let's talk through it. Let's say someone DMs you and immediately asks how much for a session. That will probably be their literal question, by the way. I don't know why they don't ask it in a friendlier way, but what they're going to say is that literally how much is it or how much does the session cost? Side note, have you watched the TikToks by the girl reading small town Facebook comments? That's all I can think about when I think about this, and I can't read any Facebook comments anymore without reading them like her. Anyway, the way you're probably answering this is by giving them the literal pricing, right? I mean, that's what they're asking for. Why wouldn't you? But because they don't understand the actual value of photography, they don't know what goes into it. Like, one of Tommy's buddies was in the camper hanging out the other day, and he literally said to me, this photographer made $2,000 at my buddy's wedding for 8 hours of work. Like, she cleaned up. And I wanted to flick him in the forehead. I'm not going to get into pricing today, but let's all collectively take a second to laugh at this. That photographer had expenses and was doing way more than 8 hours of work. We all know that as photographers. The thing is, the regular person doesn't. It's fine. That's why we need to educate them. So instead of just immediately answering with price, let's switch it up a bit. So here's the DM that I send or email when someone inquires asking about price. Thank you so much for contacting me. I'm so excited you're interested in booking a session with me. I'd love to meet with you through video chat to discuss your session, clothing options, and just get to know you in general. Would you have some time and availability to chat? If not, that's totally fine. Consults aren't mandatory. Here's my consult scheduling link, and I'm including some pricing below. My luxurious 1-hour session fee is $299, which includes hair and makeup and 4 outfit changes. Albums start at $699. They range up to $49.99, with the average client spending around $1,000 to $2,000, depending on their price point. Popular question: yes, digital files of the images in the album are also included. I have payment plan options available as needed as well. I can't wait to officially meet you and rock your session. We're gonna have a blast. So, of course, I'm changing this up for every person just a bit as needed. That's the gist of it, though. So do you see how I made it more about the session, less about pricing right off the bat? I still answer the question, but I'm just not sending pricing back with no connection or context. Now, even when you do this, I want you to know sometimes you're still going to get ghosted. It still happens for me, but the thing is, it's going to happen way less than it is right now if you're using the other way. The third step to stop getting ghosted by clients, well, it's knowing your ideal client, because they're not going to ghost you. So let's switch gears a little bit and start talking about how to book more photography clients. And by the way, there's an episode of this podcast in the works coming soon all about how to know your ideal client and figure out where she is. So be on the lookout for that one. There's so much power in knowing your ideal client and speaking to them directly. If you're marketing to this exact right person, you're going to be speaking to them. You're going to be saying things that they didn't even know about themselves, and those things are going to get them to take action and actually book a session with you. So think about the content that has always had past clients saying, I have to work with you, or what you shared that has started conversations with leads. Maybe it was a story about a boudoir session where you coached someone through their insecurities, or you shared a specific location that you love to photograph, maybe outdoor boudoir sessions, because it's the perfect distance between the city and the suburbs, and it's private and gorgeous. Or think about the images that you post that your audience is drooling over. It's not usually the ones that we think are the best, but that's something you want to take into consideration when you're planning out your social media. So what catches the attention of your ideal client? There are so many things that you can share that will have someone who's been curious about your photo sessions say, all right, it's time to book with them already. So the fourth step to stop getting ghosted by potential clients and to start booking out your schedule is go where she is. I know. That means that you have to get out from behind your computer screen and into the community. As an introvert, that used to give me so much anxiety. The last thing that I wanted to do was go meet new people in a situation that I really didn't have the control over, and I was there by myself without the buffer of a friend like introducing me. But what I wanted worse, to be the go-to boudoir photographer in St. Louis, and the easiest and best way to do that was to get in front of my ideal client everywhere she looked. This meant that I couldn't rely on online marketing strategy to make it happen, at least not at first. Now at this point I do, but at first I had to become a staple in my community. And this meant meeting business owners, going to network events, attending bridal fairs or vendor shows as a vendor, and not just one time for any of these things. I was everywhere for a solid 2 years. So much so that my ideal clients didn't even know that there were other options for boudoir photographers in the area. I was everywhere they turned around. And that's what you need to do. You need to really put yourself out there, even when it's uncomfortable. And the final step to stop getting ghosted and start booking out your schedule is building out your online marketing strategy. While you're networking and getting out in the community, you still need to be behind the scenes working on your online presence. And no, you cannot just be patient and let this side work for you and skip the in-person stuff. Even if you'd rather sit at home and let things just start working, that's not something you can do. The in-person stuff is so important. I cannot stress that enough. And all parts of your marketing strategy work together, the online and in-person stuff. But the online part is something that you should be working on in the background while your in-person marketing strategy starts to work. Your online marketing strategy includes building a high-converting website, blogging, email marketing, social media strategy. All of it works together. All of it works with your in-person marketing. I'm not going to get into the entire strategy, but be sure to listen to episode 56 of the podcast, which is called The Complete Breakdown of My Photography Marketing Strategy, the easy way to find more photography clients for a lot more information. If you get just one thing from this episode, I want you to understand that as you get busier, you won't even notice when someone ghosts you. Right now, it bothers you because maybe you aren't as busy as you want to be. And that being said, I'd love to invite you to check out Forever Booked Out, my high-level marketing program designed just for photographers like you, the ones who are tired of getting ghosted. If you wish you had a step-by-step guide that helps you book out your photography schedule in the most sustainable way possible, and preferably months in advance, Forever Booked Out is for you. And you can grab that at tracylynncoaching.com/foreverbookedout, or just click the link in the show notes so that you can stop sacrificing your sanity over every lost lead. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sustainable Freedom with Boudoir Photography. Please be sure to rate and follow so that you never miss an episode. They drop every Thursday and they're always full of super actionable information for you to apply right now in your boudoir business. Until then, make your next shoot your best shoot.